Hello everybody, thanks for watching this video. My name is David, this channel is DeMars Coaching, and I make a lot of videos, hundreds of them, to help people understand their experiences that were traumatic, abusive, harmful. Understanding this helps them heal from it. Today's video is about people playing the victim. So I make these videos for victims of people who are abusing them, emotional abuse mostly. And it can become very psychological, very, very damaging. And it's really good to identify these patterns of behavior in people. And it might help you to understand your experience, your past experience, to alleviate guilt and shame, to understand what happened, to know that you were being maybe manipulated. So today's video is about playing the victim. The people that we are abused by are mostly people in the cluster B personality disorders. You've got sociopaths, psychopaths, narcissists, histrionics, and borderline, and boy, do they like to play the victim. Not all, but these are personality disorders that can be highly manipulative. And that is a great way to manipulate people, isn't it? I mean, we really, someone needs help, we go running, right? We're always here, and we got to try to stop doing that, and especially if it means that we're not taking care of ourselves, right? Yeah? I have fallen for people playing the victim. Boy, have I fallen for it. And when I was young, it's almost like I had to. It's like I couldn't date a woman unless they desperately needed my help. And I learned why, and it had a lot to do with my childhood and my own parents. And so I encourage all of you to seek professional help if you've had these kinds of experiences I'm going to talk about, or at least these kinds of people in your life. All right, let's get into it. So first I want to say we've all been victimized in our life. All of us have been victimized to some degree, more than once, by more than one person. And we choose to remain in victimhood. Okay, so sometimes we're being victimized and we don't have control over it. Maybe smear campaigns, stuff like this, right? And so you're being victimized, but at some point that victimization is over, and when it ends, we choose to remain a victim or not. And so we want to make sure that people in our life are not just playing a victim, and they need to understand that they're not being victimized anymore, and they may be doing this to manipulate us. So here are some signs someone is choosing to live in victimhood, playing the victim, and most likely using it to manipulate us. Now, I want to be clear, myself and probably all of you are guilty of some of this to some degree. Yeah? Especially when we're kids. We're more helpless. We don't have as much control in our life, and we are dependent on people to help us, to protect us, to give us what we need, and we may extend that victim playing. Yeah? I can remember back when I didn't want to go to school, and I'd pretend I'm sick, or I was maybe a little sick, but then I played it out to be worse than it was. People like this can be stressful in your life. It can be sad, it can be frustrating, it can be draining to have people in your life playing the victim. We cannot care for people that do not care for themselves, and that's vitally important to know, to remind yourself of. When you have somebody in your life that's been victimized, chooses to live in victimhood, you don't know what to do for them. Most likely there's not a whole lot we can do. And so I've dated girls, like I've said, who their problems are identifiable right away, and here I am trying to fix them. Well, I can't. You want to help support somebody to go to therapy, maybe you can drive them there. But you really can't pay for it all. I mean, at some point, shouldn't they pay for themselves? I mean, you can't always make the appointments and find the doctors and the therapists, and I've done that, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Part of the whole process is doing it for yourself, isn't it? So there are also people suffering from problems we may not understand, and I want to be clear about that. So maybe someone's not being currently victimized, but they suffer from problems where they can't take care of themselves. That does not mean that we must. There's got to be a certain part of their own responsibility to do this. What's important to ask yourself is, what are they doing to help themselves? And can I emotionally handle this? Better be honest. So the manipulation. People that are playing the victim for manipulation. They are trying to get things from you, aren't they? They're trying to get your attention, your admiration, all your care. Maybe they feel like they can't take care of themselves. And you'll see a lot of self-pity. Poor me, I'm so bad, I'm so this, I'm so that. You'll see a mother that doesn't know how to be a mother, and the second you call her out on something bad, she goes, oh, I'm a horrible mother, I'm just a bad mother. Suicide threats are the worst. I call them emotional blackmail. Someone that chooses to tell you they'll kill themselves if you leave their life, if you go do something for yourself, if you don't do everything that I demand of you, that you don't help me and drop everything, and yeah, you don't take me back. I'm going to kill myself. Awful, awful, awful blackmail. They throw the victim card out anytime they need to. The second they don't get their way, it's the victim card. The second that you want them to do something they don't want, or you ask them, it's the victim card. They want you to abandon your needs and tend to theirs. Give them attention. And these kind of people often will blame. Blame, 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 blame. They'll blame their doctors, they'll blame their therapists, they'll blame their life coach, they'll blame their boyfriends, they'll blame their girlfriends, they'll blame their family, they'll blame anybody, their bosses. I've had people tell me, David, I've had the last 12 professionals that helped me have abused me. And I'm just there going, oh my, oh my, oh my. Scary. Now, this would be smear campaigns, wouldn't it be? The manipulation, self-pity, the victim card, the blaming, and then we've got grudges and revenge. People that hold grudges, that talk about the past forever. And I'm not talking about you guys who just got out of a horrific 8-year relationship where someone abused you and it's been over for a month and you're trying to figure it out and you're talking to your friends a lot about it. That's not really victim playing because you've been deeply victimized and you don't understand what's wrong, but go see a professional. Victim playing, grudges and revenge, people that seek out revenge, people that hold grudges and talk about they did this to me and they did that. The smear campaign. All smear campaigns are, there's that element of they did something wrong to me. They hurt me. I'm the victim. And they want to continue and continue and continue complaining about it, holding a grudge. They want to seek revenge. They want other people to do things to them. See that? And then you have the other element to the manipulation part, to the smear campaign part, and that's the obsessiveness. Someone that is obsessed on their past relationship, on their past exes, or a past failure. Now, there are traumatic experiences. Like I said, we've all been victimized. I knew someone that, their house burnt down with all their belongings. Horrible experience. I can't imagine what that's like. I've lost my belongings before, but not in a fire. It must be awful. But they talked about it. They talked about it for 15 years as if it happened yesterday. You got to get help. You got to help, whether you're playing the victim or not. You're not victimized anymore. Get help. My gosh. Okay. This is stuff that we're all, now I went over a lot of the manipulation part, right? This is something that I think we're all guilty of. Some of these here. Excuses, 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 right? Someone that gives excuses for any and every situation. Well, it's only because of this. Well, it's only because of that, right? The narcissist, the borderline. Everything is an excuse. You got the sociopaths who will justify and rationalize their behaviors. They're telling you their behavior is okay. If I'm telling you I did it because of this, I did it because of that, I did it because it's okay. The fact is you did it and you think it's okay. And then they tell you why it's okay. It's okay if I do this. It's okay if it's this. It's okay if it's that. People that smear campaign others, they attack others, and they say it's because they're a bad person. But it's okay for me to be a bad person today, this time, right now, to that person. They believe it's okay. They believe that behavior is A-okay. Complaining. The victim playing is complaining and complaining. Complaining. Remember, the teacher doesn't like me? Remember that one? That's why. It's excuses, but the teacher just picks on me and doesn't like me. Well, no, you talk during class, you're late, and you don't do your homework. What about that? Complaining, complaining, complaining. Complaining about their situation, their lives, they're unhappy, they're dissatisfied, they're upset, and they're just complaining about their situation in their life, but they don't do anything about it. It's almost as if they're hinting at you to fix it. And the codependent, it's hard to say something's bad about your life without them trying to fix it. Yeah? It goes both ways. Untrusting. I don't mean that they can't be trusted. They may not. be able to be trusted, but they don't trust you. A lot of this has to go with the complaining and the excuses, but they don't trust you. So they complain about something that's wrong, about their lives, about a situation, that's something somebody did to them, about how they feel, and they will never take your advice. And now the codependent gives unwanted advice, right? But not if you are complaining about your life, especially repeatedly the same thing, and I come up with some solutions for you and you never take them. Never going to take them. I'm not going to listen to you. I really don't want to fix my problems. I just want to keep complaining. I actually would just prefer if you fix it for me. So I'll just keep complaining and never do anything about it. And you can see this in their face. You can see in someone's face when they complain about a problem and you give them a solution and they just blow it right off. They don't listen to you. 2 days later, they complain about it again. You'll say, do you remember what I suggested? And they'll go, no. And you're just like, damn, okay. Why don't you try this? 2 days later, they come back complaining about the same problem. And you're like, do you remember, did you try what I suggested? And they're like, what? And you're like, man, are you not hearing me? Are you not listening to me? Or do you not trust me? Common problem professionals may find themselves in with victims. They don't know them, right? Give them just constantly tell them the same thing over and every week. My gosh, you haven't tried anything I've suggested and you're not getting any better. Why? Do you not trust me? That's it. They will never really listen to you, but they'll be clingy, and you can see it in their face. You see them clinging onto you. They need you. They might be panicked. They might be trying to manipulate you, but they don't listen to you. They won't take your advice. They won't even give you the time of day. They might not even look at you while you're telling them. It's just in ear, one ear and out the other, over their head. Nothing stuck. And you're just like, why? Do you want to help yourself? Do you want to be better? Maybe not. People that are very passive. Yeah. People that are very passive, they'll tell you about a horrible situation, but they won't ever do any single little thing to make it better. They won't. They have problems at work. They have problems with the relationships. They have problems with people everywhere. And they'll tell you about all these problems, but they just refuse to speak up. They won't say a single thing to anybody about it. That's victim playing. My gosh. Like, how is anything ever going to be done or fixed if you can't even just speak up and stick up for yourself, or just say, I don't like that. That doesn't feel good. Can you please stop that? At least do that. And this may be something that they internalize and begin lashing out. Okay? So I'm not just talking about the passive person. I'm talking about the passive person who has lots of problems, who complains about it all the time, who excuses everything and never speaks up and never does anything about it, and then lashes out at others. That's bad. Low self-esteem. You'll see people that are playing the victim have low self-esteem. They're always complaining, but they're always comparing themselves to others. That's what causes low self-esteem, guys. Don't ever compare yourself to other people. We're all equal. We're all different, and appreciate that difference in all of us, you know? I wouldn't want everyone to be like me, and I wouldn't want to be like anybody else, just like them. No. I don't even know if I'd want a twin, right? But they will compare themselves to others, and you'll see them do this, and they'll have low self-esteem. They will self-sabotage, and they may sabotage relationships, thinking that you're going to abandon them when you never were, and they take off and leave. They accuse you of things you never thought of. Perceived abandonment, perceived fear where it doesn't really exist. This might be the unstable, borderline, or histrionic that does the smear campaigns, that you just simply just brush shoulders with them, and they thought you said something. It's that simple, and then all of a sudden they're always a victim. So your interaction with them, they have to be a victim somehow, even if it's 5 seconds. You just victimized me. Lots of people in prisons and jails for this. Drama, the dramatic person. How about the person that says, I hate drama? Someone that says, I hate drama all the time, just that, be careful. I don't like drama either, but I don't need to say it all the time. I avoid it. I avoid dramatic people. I avoid dramatic people that talk about people all the time. People that challenge, never accept fault. Fake crying. People that talk bad about others. It's all drama, isn't it? You wouldn't want someone in your life that talks bad about people. And it doesn't matter if they did something bad to them, then talk about what they did bad to them. Why do you have to say that they're such an awful, horrible person? You have some intent. If this is you, okay, if you are very guilty of these things, like I said, we're all guilty of it somewhat, and especially when we're younger, and hopefully not anymore. And if it's a problem for you, seek help. Seriously, seek help. Your life's never going to be good, and you're going to ruin all your relationships, and you're going to damage people around you. Okay? So seek help. If this is someone you care for, seek therapy, seek a life coach, some professional to help you understand this, to navigate through this better. Okay? We're all worthy of the help that we need, even the people that you are trying to help. Realize that mental illness is not something that we help with for each other. Meaning, it doesn't matter if I was the best psychologist in the world. I'm not just a life coach, but if I was, I still wouldn't even try to, offer therapy to my children and my friends. It just, you can't, and it doesn't work like that. And, even therapists seek therapy, okay? And so we need to stop these behaviors because they're damaging to your relationships, to your life, to your future, to people around you. And you're never going to be happy. You're never going to be comfortable. Always stress in your life. And like I said, you have people like this around you. It's very damaging. It's sad. It's depressing. People that won't get help. Something that we find ourselves in a lot is having a friend that's being abused, like we were. We went through a horrific relationship, maybe multiple, maybe for years. Maybe it was our husband and wife. And it was an awful experience, and we're finally starting to heal from it, coming out of it. And then we have a friend going through it too, and we want to be there for them, and we want to help them. We want to educate them and teach them and show them everything. But they're not taking care of themselves, and they're staying in a relationship with an abusive husband or wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, and it's damaging as hell. And you can't watch someone you care about go through this over and over and over again every day. And so we accept where people are, and then we decide if we want to accept them in our life. Anybody's got questions, please go down below in the comment section. Ask me anything you want. Please love yourself first, everybody. And if you feel like sharing your experiences, I'd appreciate that, because that's more than half the video. If you like this video, go down and read the comments. They're great. Thanks, guys. Love yourself first. I'll see you again later. Bye.